Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. If you haven't already, please hit the like button below and please hit the subscribe button below to keep up with everything we have going on here at C1 Review in Las Vegas and beyond. We greatly appreciate it. We had the opportunity to attend WrestleMania 41 Night 1 last night at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders, and I just want to give a little review and thoughts on WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. But before we get to that, if you haven't already, if you're a big wrestling fan, make sure you go and look back at some of our Road to WrestleMania segments where I brought out a bunch of my C1 reviews conversations spanning from 2000 to 2004, mostly with some of the greats from World Wrestling Entertainment and beyond. And of course, check out our recent C1 interview a couple weeks ago with Jake the Snake Roberts. It's well worth seeing. So let's get into it. First off, to begin, just mentioning, I had a journalism career. That was some of my beginnings with many of these great professional wrestling stars and covered many of WWE's greatest stars and covered them and got a chance to work with the Federation a bunch, obviously, when it was the World Wrestling Federation, now World Wrestling Entertainment, of course. And, got to speak with everybody from Austin to Triple H to Shawn Michaels and everyone in between. But here's what I'm going to tell you in this regard. What has not changed in 20 years? It's been a long time since I've been to a pro wrestling event as well and a pay-per-view, first WrestleMania ever, but the fans are still some of the most dedicated fans of any industry in entertainment and beyond. They are diehards. They bring their belts. They dress up in their costumes. They wear the favorite T-shirts of their favorite superstars. They chant and root for their favorite superstars, and they really are just on point. There's no denying that the fans of professional wrestling, again, are some of the most loyal. They are diehards when it comes down to everything that relates to professional wrestling. Number two, thoughts on the merchandise. Merchandise was wide and beyond. I think the best item for me personally was the WrestleMania program, which featured a lot of great photos from all of the WrestleManias themselves. Great, almost like a huge vertical program, much bigger than your average size program. If you have the opportunity to get the WrestleMania program and you love WrestleMania history and the absolute nostalgia, I would consider getting that. Now, highlights from the evening. I thought that some of the moments at best, of course, were when Bret Hart and Steve Austin came out to celebrate their Hall of Fame moment. And of course, also Triple H came out to warm up the crowd at the beginning of the night. And of course, Shawn Michaels came out to talk about the 61,000 plus people who attended night one of WrestleMania 41. I think that nostalgia, again, continues to be the thing that people really want to see. They love to see the greatest stars from the Attitude Era and before. Some of the best matches, of course, the one with Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk had a phenomenal main event. Gave kind of an ECW feel, of course. Paul Heyman, past C1 review guest, who I was on with back in 2004. That C1 review is right there at the bottom of our channel, like right next to this one if you want to check that out. My conversation with Paul Heyman, who of course was managing CM Punk. That was a great main event. It just gave such an ECW kind of feel, which takes us back, of course, to that Attitude Era. Another highlight of the weekend, aside from WrestleMania itself and the great crowd, it was a great, passionate crowd at Allegiant Stadium. I thought the set was very nice. I thought it was very well designed for being in the home of the Las Vegas Raiders, which, of course, is a football stadium. Thought it was very well designed and very well put together. One of the other highlights of the weekend, of course, was the fact, besides WrestleMania, there were so many non-WWE side independent wrestling events and fan conventions that took place. We went over to WrestleCon at Westgate today and met some of our old friends. And, going forward, we're going to bring back some of our favorite professional wrestlers who I had a chance to speak with many years ago and get updates with them. I was very excited to see some of these people who I had known more than 20 years ago who are, still entertaining fans, still going to these fan conventions. These are some of the greats of professional wrestling. So what I would advise for the ultimate professional wrestling fans is to keep sticking around CY Interview. We're going to continue to put up some pro wrestling stuff here and there. Please take the time to subscribe to our channel. Please like this video. But I thought WrestleMania in Las Vegas, I thought it was very well put together for the fans. And there was really something for everybody this week. Again, you want to go to the fan conventions, you could. You wanted to go to independent wrestling, you could. You wanted to go to some of the other competition of the WWE promotions, you could. There were just so many things to do this week. and there were more than 100 pro wrestling stars in town, past, present, WWE, non-WWE. It was really a week. Absolutely, all the fans I could see, they were, when we were out, were just excited at the atmosphere that is professional wrestling. I'm Christian for C1 Review. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button below to keep up with everything we have going on here at C1 Review in Las Vegas and the Avon. Tell the professional wrestling fans that came to Las Vegas this week, thank you for coming to the entertainment capital of the world. We hope to have you back very soon. I'll see you in the next one.